Hey guys, it's Fred. Thanks for joining me. Glad to be here. Breaking news. WLEX just come out with a story where the mayor of Danville speaks out concerning the fella that they beat up, assaulted brutally in Walmart. Where do I start? You know, I get some comments on here, and I'm sure it's either state police or themselves or their families taking up for them, and I can understand that and respect that, because they think a lot of the videos I put on here are about state police and want to know why such a vendetta. It's not a vendetta. I didn't make those videos. I didn't appear in them. That's not me signing fake time sheets, stealing guns, stealing ammo, stealing chain link fence, beating up people in their houses. That's not me. That's actually Kentucky State Police. So you might be pointing your finger at the wrong person if you're blaming me. But the reason I'm talking about that is the fact that this story is not about the state police. This story is about Danville City Police Department. Once upon a time, one of the most respected police departments in the state of Kentucky. Danville has always had a good reputation for policing, chiefing, and they've had their problems with police officers like every other department throughout, but they always dealt with it until now. Now, most of you is probably aware of this elderly man that they beat up with dementia. I've got a special place in my heart for this fella because my mother had dementia. I know a little bit, Sheila and I do, about dementia. We even wrote a book on it because we didn't know nothing about it when we first started dealing with it, and after 5 years you learn things that may help other people. This man is not thinking in his right mind. You can't beat up mentally ill people. You can't beat up elderly people. It's as simple as that. It's just, it ain't right. I don't care what department it is or who it is. This could be my brother, and I would say the same thing. He shouldn't be a police officer. It could be me. Listen, there's a way to treat people, and there's a way not to. This is the way not to be treated. But not only that, now we have the mayor and the police chief trying to cover it up. In my opinion, that's what we're talking about, a cover-up. If this was a black man laying on that floor at Walmart and 3 white cops were beating up on him like this, they would be riots in the street, rightly so. But because it's an elderly white man with 3 white officers, white lives don't matter. Now, guys, I don't want to make it racial. I don't want to make it about race. But it appears that it is, because if this was the other way around, Tony Gray, the police chief, would no doubt fired those 3 officers. Not just one, but all 3. Again, this is my channel. This is my opinion. This is I'm saying this. I have a right to. This is still America. If you can go around and beat people up at Walmart because they're elderly and got dementia, I guess I'm allowed to still speak my piece. I know I sound a little irate. I don't mean to. But it just irks me when I hear, let me just go ahead and play it.
Good evening, I'm Megan Mannering.
And I'm Larry Smith. For the last week, we've been keeping you up to date on an alleged shoplifting incident involving a 66-year-old Boyle County man with dementia from back in October. Well, last night, the Danville mayor publicly commented on the situation for the first time.
LEX 18's Kaylee Randall has been following the story and shares with us footage from that meeting. We must warn you, some of the footage may be disturbing to watch.
Of course it is.
It's tonight's big story at 6.
The Danville Police Department consists of both highly trained and certified officers.
Where are they at, Mayor? The mayor says the Danville Police Department consists of highly trained police officers. Where are they at? I wish you all would have sent some of those highly trained officers to Walmart to deal with this elderly man with dementia that day. I wish one of them would have responded instead of the 3 that you dispatched. I wish they would have got some of the more intelligent, trained ones.
Commission and I have confidence in and rely on that training.
There was no discussion of the specific officer that the public...
They rely on that training. The mayor says they rely on the training that these officers receive. Now, you'll also hear Tony Gray, the police chief, say that. Okay? I'm watching a video of a man on top of an elderly dementia patient, and he's beating on him with his fist at least 6 times, while 2 other men have got his hands behind his back, either handcuffing or already handcuffed. That's training. Guys, I went to that police academy over there I was a police officer for 40 years, and probably 36, 38 years I went to that police academy. I've never been taught, not one time, to ever punch somebody, especially when they're handcuffed or being handcuffed, especially punching an elderly person. And I challenged the mayor, what he says there about highly trained, to produce at least one instructor over the last 40 years from the Kentucky Department of Criminal Justice Training to appear at the next city council meeting and stand up there and tell the council that they trained their police officers while 3 of them's on them, for one of them to strike with his fist, not open hand, not palm heel, but with a fist, to strike an elderly dementia patient while he's been cuffed or handcuffed. Produce that instructor. I'd like to know, because I must have missed that class where they taught us to beat up on people that were arrested. That's what they're against. They'll teach you anything but that. The police academy will. You know, that brings to mind, I do know a class that reminds me that is taught it was taught, I don't know if it still is or not. Once upon a time, there was a class taught at the Kentucky Department of Criminal Justice Training, the Police Academy. There was a class taught called Elderly Abuse. So there is a class taught, but it's not this one here. It's not beating people up. It's how to treat the elderly and how to recognize when they have mental problems.
has been rallying to have dismissed.
Today marks a week since LEX18 shared with you the disturbing footage of a Danville man with dementia who's arrested at a Walmart for alleged shoplifting. Later,
that man was never informed that he was under arrest. You're under arrest. I'm a Danville police officer. You're under arrest. You're going to have to come with me. Put your hands behind your back where I can put the handcuffs on you. Never. They grabbed him by the arm. While they're grabbing him, let me put the cuffs on you. Put your hands behind your back. That's not telling somebody they're under arrest. You may be assuming that he knows. That man doesn't know where he's at. He's been looking for his wife. He doesn't know what's going on, much less that he's under arrest.
The charges were dropped with prejudice, meaning
I'm not an attorney, guys. I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn last night, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out this was nothing but police brutality.
dismissal is permanent. On Monday, the Danville City Commission held its monthly meeting to discuss several items on the agenda, including the incident between 66-year-old John Hardwick and 3 Danville police officers from October 15th.
This incident is complicated, and it's full of understanding. And a full understanding goes beyond sound bites and short video snippets.
For Mayor Atkins to say,
what part of that video, Mayor, are you talking about? What part of that video is incorrect? Did we not see this man get up on top of that old man and punch him 6 or more times? Did we not see that? Is that an illusion? Is it an illusion that there's 200-plus pound men on his back with his hands behind his back? Is that an illusion?
the public needs to see more than a snippet of videos is a disservice to this entire community. It's disingenuous. It is appalling.
It doesn't matter what there is behind the scenes. There is no information that could be added to the case that would justify the actions taken by Officer Godby.
I
None.
spoke with someone who has asked to remain anonymous out of fear of retaliation. They also created a petition to dismiss and suspend Officer TJ Godby. That petition has already reached a little more than 5,000 signatures.
I don't feel safe anymore. I would hate to be pulled over tomorrow by the officer in question, who is still, as of today, working on the streets of Danville.
Mayor Atkins says an external review and internal investigation is ongoing. Danville Chief of Police Anthony Gray read a statement at the meeting claiming he's committed to an open and transparent working relationship with the community and supports the reviews.
And we will work to preserve and enhance the community's trust.
You'll never enhance the community's trust, Tony. You're never going to do that if you keep thugs like that on your department. It's plain and simple. It's on video. This is not an allegation that a lot of officers receive throughout their careers. This is not, he said this and I said that. This is a videotaped of a beatdown.
Placed in the Danville Police Department. Our regular training and certifications reinforce the appropriate tools and tactics to protect our citizens.
Okay, where is that? Please produce that instructor that teaches you to punch a man with his arms behind his back being handcuffed. Please have that instructor at the next, and I'll shut up. I'll not say another word about this case. If you'll bring one instructor in there over the last 40 years that says, yes, we teach them while two of them's on his back, you're in front, to punch on him while the other two is either handcuffed him or is in the process of handcuffing.
I say shame on you, Mayor. I say shame on you, Commissioner Holland. And I say shame on the other ones that did not stand up.
If we want to change things.
Ephraim Hilton is my newest hero. I've got several attorneys that I've dealt with in life, either in court or as personal attorneys, and Ephraim is one of the best. I won't name the rest right now because this is his case, but there's so many civil rights and good attorneys out there that recognizes when something's been done wrong. This is not just looking for a lawsuit, just looking for something to happen. This is totally wrong, and for them to ignore it as a city, they're as guilty. I hope that he files a lawsuit, not only in their official capacity, but I hope he files a lawsuit against these people individually. So they have to go out, instead of letting the city represent them, let them have to represent themselves also. Sue them individually in their capacity as civilians. They have the ability to make this right. They have the ability to do something and make a change. And I saw the other day in a report where Tony Gray said his officers assisted the man to the ground. Sure, they assisted him. One of them kicks his leg out from underneath him. One of them tries to get him in a chokehold or a headlock, and he's hollering, and I could feel the pain. I've had back surgery. I could see somebody grabbing me like that and putting me to the ground, and we don't know what this man's physical capacity is. We know his mental capacity is not completely there, without insulting the gentleman. Very sad.
If we want to see change, we have to come together. And you do not have to be a citizen of Danville or even a citizen of Kentucky to sign the petition.
That one right there on the screen, the loss prevention officer told him the other day on the first video, said he didn't break the barrier, he didn't go outside, he didn't take it, he didn't pass the security breach. He says, I think that's enough for shoplifting. Well, how is that? How is that? How do you get enough for shoplifting, Tony? This is your officer. You're responsible for him. That's failure to train. The security guy just said that he didn't pass the barrier. And then this man says, yeah, I think that fits the bill. I think that's enough for shoplifting. Well, it's not. It's not.
And to demand change in the city of Danville.
Kaylee Randall, LEX 18 News.
Very disappointed in Danville Police Department. Guys, if you're from Danville or Boyle County, you all should be ashamed of what's going on over there right now and making national news. And if you've got anybody in your family that's ever had dementia or got dementia, you should for sure sign the petition they've got. Dementia lives matter. These people they deserve the utmost respect and care that we can give them. They don't know who they are. They don't know who we are. I'll shut up on it, but